Page 74, Sugarfoot Rag. We got a piece of ragtime music. That's kind of fun. At the top of the page, introducing you to another symbol called a natural sign. Sort of looks like a sharp sign where they cut a couple of the lines off. Huh? Looks weird. But this is the third most common accidental. See, accidentals, we've had sharp, we've had flat, and now those three are the most common accidentals. There's a couple others, don't worry about them. We want to focus on these three. The rule is the same for all of them. And what a natural sign simply does is it makes the note a white key again. It makes it a natural note. And so you were playing a sharp or flat, and the natural sign takes that away. So it's a natural note? Yeah, okay. Let's look in this piece and see where the natural sign is. I see one on measure 4. Have an E natural? Don't need it, because the rule applies for the measure it's in. In other words, on measure 3, we had an E flat. That flat only applies to that measure. It doesn't apply to measure 4. So measure 4 would be an E natural anyway. However, this is what's known as a courtesy sign. And a lot of times you'll see these in parentheses. And it's just done as a courtesy. Done to be nice. It's been done to be clear. So there's no mistake in it. They give it to you just to make sure. Make sure you play a natural here. Even though the sign isn't required, you should play a natural anyway. A lot of music will do this. And if you're into writing music or arranging music, make sure you're clear. If there's a chance that the reader, the musician, will miss it, or that maybe they'll think you made a mistake or something, be clear, put in the courtesy sign. Don't do it all the time. That's an overkill. Just do it when you absolutely think it needs to be there. So here, on measure 4, it's here. Measure 5, it's an E natural. And that's what the natural does. It just takes the accidental away. Now let's talk rag thing. 6 lines long, no repeat signs, treble and bass clef, 4/4 time. We got eighth notes and quarter notes and half notes. We're fine here. Take it one hand at a time. Make sure we have the rhythm and the notes and all. Right hand starts here. And the 4th finger, it's on the up. We'll use the 4th finger on here. And then bring it back out here because it's just for that one note. And then E. And again, the 2nd finger's on D, so we use it on D sharp. So 1 and 2 and 3. And then the measure 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So forth. That's kind of the trickiest part. Let's go over to page 73, last line. Measure 16, you have D's, rest, rest. Just reach up to the octave. It's an octave, and then you can collapse. I like to feel my way here, and you need to learn to feel the octave anyway. So you can move here, but I'm asking you to feel this octave. Reach up and play it. Left hand, well, it starts out here. In the 2nd measure, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. A lot going on there. Let's go over to measure 14. 1 and they say cross over. That you're just going to cross over relax the thumb and it'll move. Stay loose. Don't get tense. Just play the C sharp here. You can bring the thumb out here. Depends. If you're not going to need the thumb here immediately, then you can rest. You can bring the thumb out. If you're going to need the thumb on that C again, you got to leave the thumb there. Just hold it there. In this case, you can let the thumb relax and just bring it out here. And then the next one, you're back down here. See, when you do this, you changed hand positions. Now we're not here, we're here. That's why I say if you need the thumb in this position, you don't change hand, but you leave the thumb here, you're just crossing over for one note. If you don't need the thumb there, then you can go ahead and relax and you in effect, change hand positions. If you do that, then for measure 16, you got to remember to come back down here in this position. Don't really have to. Or you could stay here and play that with 5-4-5. You could play it in this position. I'll leave that up to you if you want to stay put and use fifth finger. And then a C at the end. Put the hands together. Remember, when I start this, I'm connecting everything. We'll do these staccato stuff later. And so forth. That's about as tricky as it gets. So you can put the hands together and then go back through it a few hundred times to get rid of the hesitations. Then when you feel you're ready, we'll add in the articulation. That's the staccatos and the slurs and the accents. Short staccatos. Just come up. Now be careful, because when you come up, you'll want to accent the note. No, there's no accent there. The accents, remember, is on first or third beat of the measure. And these happen on the second and fourth beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Just come up short. Lift up. Just get the idea. The only accent I see is at the end, where the last note is played a little louder. Okay. Then dynamics. Here it kind of applies to both hands because it's all kind of melody. Moderately loud, whatever you think medium loud is. Mezzo forte. And when you get measure 9, now soft. And you get a crescendo to go back up. It doesn't say how far to go up, but in measure 13 you're moderately loud. So you're not going to go up above that. So you could come up to about moderately soft in that area. This is measure 11, where the crescendo starts. So careful, because you'll be too loud too soon. So I'm starting it soft. Actually, I'm staying soft. And now come up a little bit. And now I'm up to moderately loud. The last note with an accent would be very loud. Both hands. That's my impression of it. Again, you got to get into the music where you can feel the dynamics and feel these staccatos and accents and things. Then finally the speed. Well, happy. Now, careful, this is ragtime, but ragtime music isn't necessarily fast. People have the odds ragtime's fast. No, it's not. It's a happy piece. Remember, when you play really loud, keep the wrists loose, let them relax a little bit. Let's play it together very slowly to double check all the notes and rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics, we're going to play it all about the same. So I'll give us 4 counts. We're just going to go really slow. 1, 2, ready, and go, and. 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 4. Rest, rest. There's a duet for this. I'd like to play that, and you play what we just played. I'm going to speed it up quite a bit. And I need you to go up an octave again. So just pretend middle C goes up here and it's up here. So instead of here, you're up here. Up here. I'm going to go about 1, 2, 3. About that fast. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.